Hello Retromovie fans, my name is Retromoviegirl and today I have a review of a romantic comedy called Something New that stars Simon Baker of Mentalist. He was the Mentalist on CBS, and it stars Sanaa Lathan, who has a role in another black themed comedy. This has a predominantly black cast, and her previous movie, Black Sugar, was a predominantly black cast also, and it also stars Blair Underwood, Simon Baker, Donald Faison from Scrubs, Taraji P. Henson, and Alfred Woodard. What Something New is about an interracial relationship between Kenya and Brian. Brian is a landscaper. Kenya is a corporate type lawyer who helps people assess risk about investments. So she's very, very educated, very, very proper young lady. And one of the things that happened in the movie, early on in the movie, there's a discussion about the percentage, which I think was 42.2% of black women were unable to find someone decent, a black person, a black man, to marry. So this movie was based on an article read by the writer, and she was like, oh, this should be a movie. So she wrote it, and it was sold to, I think this is a Focus Films. It's a very engaging movie. It doesn't shy away from stereotypes or talking about race or talking about parental expectations, because everyone deals with parental expectations, but generally, you know, you're told you're supposed to get married and have babies at a certain age, and if you don't do that, you've somehow failed in life. I think since this movie was filmed, a lot of that is changing, and a lot of thoughts about who should be with who is changing, but at the time, this was I think it's a very timely film. Even today, it stands up and holds up on its own, and it has a very talented cast, and it deals with, even at work, you'll see Kenya, she works in a predominantly white field, and she's constantly, even though she knows her numbers because it is accounting, so she knows she's run the numbers several times and she knows what she's doing. But in certain instances, like there's a scene with a man named Jack, and Jack really expects for there to be like someone of his ilk in charge of his account. So he thinks Kenya should be like in the background. She shouldn't be first chair at all. She should be in the background, and he relies on her boss, which is stereotypical, because people want people like them to tell them what to do with their money. I don't really know, but a lot of this is like, I think her parents, especially her mother, have certain expectations. They wanted, I think she said at one point her mother wanted to name her Tiffany because it was a bitter name. It's more of like a white person's name, so she wanted her to be like, her mother's like hoity-toity and everything must be just so, and her mother is rattled by the fact that she wants to date this white man. The man was actually like really, really good looking and had a decent small business going on, had a lot going on for himself, but because he was white, and and at one point she asked, what are you doing with this white man? And for somebody who has white people in their family and has dealt with that, not necessarily in my family, but I understand that people want people of their culture, but sometimes when you have people of your culture, what you expect and what you get are two different things. Like I remember when Blair Underwood's character and Sanaa Lathan's character are working together. It's very comfortable, but it's also very boring, and she discovers that she really likes life with Brian and would prefer Brian. It says nothing about Blair Underwood's character, but she would just prefer to be with Brian. And I just feel like, you know, it's just who you groove with. It's not necessarily for parental approval or having a lot of people care about what you do at a certain age, but it's who you groove with. So this film, Something New, is a great example of talking about race in a funny, insightful way, and I just enjoyed the film. And I'll be talking about, in the next clip, I'll be talking about the special features that are featured on this DVD. So I'll talk to you in the next clip. Okay, so the special features have the introduction done by Blair Underwood, which is just a simple introduction. And then they have the do's and don'ts of dating, where they give you a number of do's and don'ts when dating. And when dating, this is made in 2006. So I would assume that some of the same dating tips can apply if you're dating online or using a dating app. They supply like be yourself, just general tips. It's really fun and laugh out loud, hilarious, some of the tips that they give. But it also contains a making of the film, Something New, and they discuss the article, they discuss their plans and motivations, and the fact that they hope that people like and understand the film and don't take the film so seriously. And it is really a fun, lighthearted, even though it takes a look at race, there are moments that are fun and lighthearted and that I really enjoyed, and that I hope that if you pick this up, you may not get, this is not, I don't think this is the original cover, but if you want more information on the film, I'll put the IMDb information, the trailer, the cast list, everything is in the IMDb information except for the trailer. I'll find that for you and put it in a link in this video. So I have a lot more videos that are like this. I have an entire playlist of rom-com, my top 20 rom-coms playlist, and I will put that up here in a card somewhere in this video before it ends, so you can see more romantic comedies, not exactly like this, but stuff that's similar that I've talked about before in the past. And I hope that you will subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll talk to you in my very next video. Bye.